partners and also giving a chance to our colleagues overseas to perform and share their experience. So today, Amri will give us an overview session. He is the Director Chief Administration Officer. So he will give us an overview about the performance.
Or Medco, some of you maybe don't know us that well. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, we exist in 7 countries. Majority in Indonesia, as the headquarters. Our headquarters is in Jakarta, Indonesia. As you can see, that's the biggest one. We start from the most western part of Indonesia down to the central. This is central, but close to the eastern side. We don't have operation on the eastern side just yet, but we are from here until here. Indonesia, if you see, the size of Indonesia is more or less like United States of America, so it's like more or less the same. It's just a 70% water. So, in 7 countries, operate of course in Indonesia. We have small operations in Singapore, operations in offshore Thailand, and we do have operations in Oman as well. We operate a small fields called current small fields, but I'm glad to say that until today, actually we have been here for 19 years now, and continue strong, I would say. I'll share with you later about Oman specifically. We have 3 business streams: oil and gas, which is at the moment is still the biggest one in terms of operation, and then in the middle is power. More and more we move to green power. At the moment it's 20% renewables, 80% still the fuel, about fossil fuel, right, driven. And the last one is copper and gold mining. So that one is an investment. So we have 21% stakes in the company. You can see the production of each business streams. Oil and gas net is about 150,000 barrels per day. Mostly gas. The red one is gas. So representing about 73%, 27% oil. Onshore production is still the biggest one, about 84%, and offshore 16%. In the power, just to give the size of the power, last year we sold more than 4,000 gigawatt hour. So it's quite a sizable operations, and as I mentioned, 20% renewables. And the copper and mining, this is quite a big operations. We don't operate it. It has a separate board of directors running the company, but it is quite big. See, 900,000 tons per year. Yeah. And the production is here. You can see we also have gold production coming from these operations. So just a little bit more about the activity on each business stream. Oil and gas. This last couple of years was very busy year for us. We acquired interest in Oman blocks, Block 60 and 48 from OQ. So we are now partnering with OQ in Block 60 and 48. 20% us, 20% our shareholders. So we have 40% stakes together with our shareholders in the block. BC building development in the Natuna Sea area. You can see offshore operation. Our offshore operations is quite big in the Natuna Sea area between Indonesia and Singapore. That area. I don't know how much you know about the area, but this area we have big operation in this area. So this is Singapore, Malaysia. This is Indonesia. So we are operating in this area. That's quite big. We have pipeline. We operate this pipeline. It's a 600 kilometers offshore pipeline. 28-inch from Natuna to the Singapore. We also, as JV, operates this pipeline from, this is Sumatra Island, called Sumatra Island, to Singapore as well. So we supply Singapore from both sides, from Sumatra and also from the offshore area. So one of the main producer of gas or supplier of gas to Singapore, together with other producers. So just to share with you the activities, right? You can probably read through as well. Development, we install platforms, new platforms, drilling wells, and put them on productions. This year, our target, inshallah, in about a week or two, we are actually adding another 16,000 barrel to the Indonesia production. And some 60, well, already added some 60 million scf per day gas from this new development. So it is quite sizable for Indonesia, for the country, and of course for us. So this is just showing as well the development project that we put. While in Thailand, we just have our license extended this year. So hopefully we're going to stay and grow more in Thailand as well. On power, the biggest project that we are now pursuing, it's not yet FID, but still under preparation. But we receive a conditional licensing import from Singapore. This one is green project. As you can see, this is photovoltaic, solar cell. So we got that import license, from conditional import license from Singapore, us and our partners, and we hope that we can put this into production by 28, 29, together with our JV partners. Ijen geothermal, so that's another green power plant, and thank God that we have this project online just last month. Started with 35 megawatt, but we plan to increase that to become 100 megawatt, 105 megawatt. So geothermal, if you listen to Pa Hilmi, our president directors, sharing session on the panel earlier today. So geothermal is one of our future. And the best thing about geothermal compared to PV is, of course, geothermal can become the base load. It's stable base load, just like gas power plant. While PV is, of course, depending on the sun. Yeah, you can produce on daylight, you cannot produce in the evening. We also now constructing 25 megawatt peak PV in the Bali, the eastern side of Indonesia, in Bali Island, which expected to be operational end of this month or early next month. But it's almost done. Almost done. We are in the middle of commissioning at the moment. On the gas power plant, what we do is we try to make it more efficient. So we still have one gas power plant in Batam Island, close to Singapore as well. Now we build the combined cycle. So using the waste heat from the plant to create a steam turbine, right? Steam power to generate power. So we use the waste flue gas from the plant. So without adding any fuel to the plant, we can produce another 38, 39 megawatt from that plant. Aman is basically building the smelter because Indonesia wants us to do to grow the downstream part of the plant. So we did constructed the plant, right? We already put the smelter, so now it's under actually early production, commissioning early production. So this is a continuation of of the Aman mining. We will move to the precious metal refinery soon, but at the moment we are finalizing the smelter first. So Oman. So we are here in Oman. We've been here for 19 years now. Current small field, so happily to report to you that we are still producing around 15,000 barrel equivalent per day in current small field, working for PDO under services contract. We received a 25 years contract extensions back in 2020 sustainability, climate change. And our strategy on sustainability is we have 3 pillars. We actually have our head of sustainability group, Pak Firman here. So if there is any questions, he will be happy to answer. Or we make him happy to answer. So, 3 pillars on our sustainability framework. First one is leadership of and by our employees. Talking about the people, talking about personal accountability, diversity, employment, so people basically, capability. The second pillar is about ESG. So this is ESG. And the third pillar is about local community empowerment. We are working with the local communities, the CSR program and so on, building their capability in our operation area. But the foundation of this is, of course, the governance. We make sure that we have all these policies, right? Human rights, anti-corruption, GCG, all as the foundation. This is very nice on the framework, but we don't just use it as a framework, but we do follow up on these items. I'm going to show you later on what we have done, especially on the climate change area. So, this is our performance from 2019 to this year. 2019 we declare this as our base year. As you can see, our emissions, this is GHG emission, methane emission, while this one is combination between renewable, the mix between renewable and the fossil fuel. So you can see from 2019, our GHG emission is reduced by 30%. Our target in 2025 has been achieved in 2024 actually. And now we are heading toward our 2030 interim target. Our aim is to become net zero by 2050 for scope 1 and 2 and 2060 for scope 3. Methane also performing very well, the reduction. It's 46% reduction from the base year. As you can see, so both we achieved our 2025 interim targets last year. And on track, of course, to reach our 2030 target. While on the mix, renewable mix, we are also heading for this. This 26% is basically will be achieved this year when that PV in Bali is online. So we should be able, inshallah, achieve this year. Just to share more about the climate change effort. So we install solar PV in many of our installations. This is the shore-based, onshore, we install it. This last couple of years, maybe 2-3 years, this last 3 years, we install lots of solar PV. Offshore, the new platforms now, the unmanned platform, they are 100% actually supported by solar PV. So we didn't install a fuel generator anymore. So we just use solar PV, we put batteries, so it works because they don't need, they don't need like big amount of power. So that's enough. But others, we combine it, the generators and solar PV. The other thing that we also so proud is that our ability to reduce the weight of our platforms. So the new platforms, as you can see here, we save like 4,500 tons of steel in developing new platforms. So we reduce number of steel required, we reduce the number of lag. We're now able to come up with so-called brazed monopod, or we call it Z-pod, and we install it in the with water depth around 80 meters in South Natuna Sea. So that one, by doing that, we reduce quite a lot number of steel. So that's just an example of what we have done in implementing our sustainability strategy. Last but not least is of course the people. We can have the best system, we can have the best, we can have the best system, procedure, process and everything, but without the best people, we will not be able to deliver that. This is the size of the company from people point of view. We have 6,300 employees, contractors around 15,000, and in the organization we have more than 900 petrotechnics. So it's quite a strong organization in our view. From diversity point of view, not just put the of course picture of the lady, but in our management team, we have more than 20% female. So we are so proud on the diversity in the organization as well. And of course the training hours we spend and so on and so on. Just to close. So we talk about the diversity of the business, the 3 business streams. We talk about the capability of the organization. We talk about our sustainability agenda. So we believe we are well positioned to support the growing energy demand in this world. And also the energy transition at the same time. It's not easy, of course, easy to write it down, but it is actually day-to-day efforts that we need to do and continue doing. But we believe, inshallah, we can of course deliver this. Affordable energy, reliable, and of course the sustainability. So our theme now is energy for growth. I'm going to stop there just to try answer if any question or